Now, you did a review, well, it was basically a review of a book.
Yeah.
Do we have a copy of this book here? 7 Pearls of Wisdom. Did I get that right?
Oh, there it is.
7 Pearls of Financial Wisdom, which was written by Carol Pepper and Camilla Webster.
Yeah.
And you basically reviewed the book, and you said, you know what? They had a somewhat different take on money than a typical male might. Am I getting that right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is how many investing books do we get here every day? Maybe like 10, 20.
I don't know. I don't read any
of them. Are useful.
Turn 50,000 in real estate into $1 billion. I mean,
Right.
all this stuff is pretty much the same. It's a bunch of recycled,
nonsense.
Buy low, sell high stuff. It's aimed towards men primarily with 2.5 kids.
It's geared towards the guy who's going on the sales trip to Kansas City and is in the bookstore.
Who has to kill a 2-hour flight.
Right, exactly.
That's right. So and he wants to get rich quick, preferably on that flight. So, so this one kind of struck me as different. A book. Now we see investing books for women out there, but they're kind of like warmed over stuff that you get for the men.
Right. When the bill collectors come, maybe tear up the credit card. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So,
Pearls,
so what this book sort of surprised me with was that it had like all these real life sort of things that come up in people's lives. So like the fact that your boyfriend may be a putz who's taking all your money, or
I don't know if we're allowed to use that word on there, but it's okay. It's okay. We know what you mean. We know what you mean. Brenda, do you think? Just talking about what David was saying. We're not going to use the P word again.
We won't talk about what David was saying.
Do you think women are fun as a woman, a money earner yourself out there managing your own financial affairs? Do you think women have different issues than men?
No, not particularly.
No, you don't.
As far as this, but then again, as you know, I have a bias against shopping and a huge bias against self-help books or how-to books that are not, say textbooks that one uses for school. And I see this as a marketing ploy in search of a manuscript.
That's what you. She's
but
tough.
I have not read the book.
Brenda is very. You haven't read the book.
I have not
Brenda's
read the
pretty
book.
tough.
But it is called Pearls, though, and that's a serious word. So just give me 1 or 2 of these.
Give her a
pearls.
pearl. Well, you said one issue that you raised was whether or not women need a prenup. If a single woman who's going to get married,
one would hope.
A woman is going to get married, and she's the breadwinner.
Well, I think this is the core of it. It's not so much the principles, which are warmed over principles that we give to men, but it's just that the financial life of females seems to be much different than men, and that is because, first of all, they're the ones who have children, so you have to
caretakers.
Yeah,
our parents or children.
You know what? Women take care of all of us. They really do. I mean, it's the woman who takes care of the elderly parents. It's the woman who takes care of the kids. It's the woman who's taking care of the husband now, because women, by and large, are starting to earn more than men.
And certainly over
and
the
women
past,
are fundamentally more capable.
Yeah, in certain respects, I grant you that, Brenda. Now, but if we take a broader scope, the point also in your piece was that if you look over the last 40 or 50 years, the role of women in economic society or in money, in terms of salaries, careers, that's fundamentally shifted. I mean,
totally.
Yeah.
But all of the responsibility that they had before that, you could say it was equal in that they paid the bills and they took care of everybody, but they still have those responsibilities as well as
full-time job.
Yeah, and another thing is that in our society now, most people are staying single. So a lot of these women have these issues and they're out there on their own. And they don't really have people to talk to, women who are getting, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but, as I'm sure you will, but women who are getting older and who want to have a child, they have some decisions to make, some financial decisions to make if they don't want to be married, or, just the curveballs life throws at us, an Alzheimer's parent or someone who is an alcoholic, and how to deal with that without, basically bankrupting yourself.
Right.
So it sounds as if these 2 authors used less than Pollyanna-ish scenarios for their case studies.
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So, and they're just trying to bring some real life experience to this. Brenda, let me ask you, as in terms of your career versus say, and your financial life versus say your mother's or aunts that and things like, has it been fundamentally different for you than it was for them?
Somewhat, yes,
Yeah.
in that I work.
Right, and they
that
never
would be
did.
different, correct? Women today women entered the workforce in just enormous quantities starting 40 years ago. They also started to get a lot more education. So that's why, as you say in your review, and as I think these authors say in their book, women have become a financial force. That's because they're finally earning some money.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it would, however, I'm not sure that when men began to earn money, there was a book out there for them with these sorts of pearls
I don't think there were books.
They were never. I will share a nugget for you all, which is that in my family, in my immediate family, my mother, my sister-in-law, my wife, and my sister. So all the women of my immediate family, they're all the major breadwinners in their families. Even in our household, which I think they either have really good judgment or very smart women or very poor judgment in terms of selecting their mates. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure where they come out on
and
that.
I will say that although I make all the money, because my wife is a stay-at-home mom now, she worked for many years, but I make all the money, but she spends all the money. And so,
Okay.
But none. I don't mean
I think there are
that.
books for that too.
I don't mean it in like she runs up the credit card, which is also an issue that's dealt with in this book. But she's the one who's actually, signing up for the classes for the kids and paying the grocery bill and this kind of thing.
So she's managing the money.
She is managing the money, and we talk about some of the things that are joint, like how much is set aside for retirement and all this. So she has to be involved, and I'm not sure if that definitely was not true for my parents.
Right. I'm going to ask Brenda maybe a little bit of a provocative question, but
why stop now?
Yeah, but in terms of your career, in terms of how you view the financial world, whether it's Wall Street or credit card companies that market to you, or going to a bookstore and picking one of these self-help books, do you think that there is still what I would call sexism in either the marketplace or what I'd call the financial economy and how it affects you? Do you think women are treated as equal by credit card companies and the world out there?
Oh, yes. I think in terms of things such as credit card companies, or if I want to go in and buy a book, yes, I think so. I think that's equal ground. However, I do not think that women have made the achievements yet that men have in places such as Wall Street. Name me plenty of females in the same role as, say, a Lloyd Blankfein or a Jamie Dimon. Doesn't exist, or on boards. I mean, on corporate boards. The numbers just are not there. So there is unquestionably a divide. But as far as things like sort of garden variety financial transactions, I see it as completely level.
Do you consider yourself, Brenda, to be a keeper of the 7 pearls of financial wisdom?
Gosh,
do you consider yourself to be a financial? Have you considered yourself to be a financially savvy woman?
I work at the Wall Street Journal. I should hope so.
She's got the 7 pearls and maybe a few more.
She could have a good dozen pearls.
Yeah,
She could have a pearl necklace.
Yeah.